Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Father TED Talks. Today, in this episode of Faith in Action, I wanted to answer another question that came through our email, a simple one. And again, it has a little bit to do with death. I'm sorry about talking about this all the time, but there are so many questions that come in and I want to address them. So this particular question that came in was, Father, when we die, do we become angels? Right? Do we become angels? Because a lot of people, for some reason, especially in kind of the Western world, have this idea, even Orthodox people, that when we die, some of us become angels. And you can see here we have this beautiful icon in our church of the synaxis of the holy archangels. And kind of the short answer is no, we don't become angels. And it's also really important, not to tell people this, or not even to use this expression. You might hear it sometimes when somebody passes away. You might hear people kind of saying this common phrase, God needed another angel, or when somebody young passes away. Even I've heard priests let it slip by accident, as a way of saying it, that, God needed another angel, they are an angel in heaven. This is kind of a metaphorical saying, but it is not actually theologically accurate. We don't become angels. Angels are a completely separate and different creation of God, right? Human beings are different. Angels are different. Angels have no bodies. They are incorporeal. They are spirits. They don't have physicality. They don't have flesh and blood. And so, they are created as messengers. They are created as servants of the Lord, and they perform a specific function. Angelos or evangelos is the word that means, the one who brings good tidings, the one who brings the messages, right? Who announces things, right? That's why we say evangelismos, which is the annunciation of the Virgin Mary with the Archangel Gabriel, speaking to her and bringing her the good news of the incarnation of Christ, of her being being the mother of God and being able to give birth to Christ. And so the angels have a specific function. Human beings are completely different. Human beings are considered to be above the angels. Human beings are both a physical and spiritual beings. We are psychosomatic. We have a soul and we have a body, interconnected, and we have free will. Angels do not have free will. We can choose good and evil. We can basically do whatever we want, follow God's will or not follow God's will. And we are called to be children of God, to have this kind of intimate relationship with Him, which is very, very different than, what the angels do. Granted that angels do behold the glory of God, they do bring messages to mankind, they do His bidding, they have been angels in pivotal moments in human history throughout the Bible, and so we honor them and we see them as holy, and we have whole feasts dedicated to them, and we name our children after them. My youngest son is named Angelo, after the holy archangels, and so this is very, very beautiful in our tradition, but we should not confuse what angels are with what human beings are. Human beings are something completely different. And so we don't become angels when we die. Our soul is separated from our body, and God keeps it alive. We know this until the second coming, when there will be judgment and our bodies will resurrect again, and we will become full human beings again in front of the throne of God. This is the teaching of the church. This is what Christ says in the Gospels. And so when people ask you, do we become angels? We should always answer, no, we don't become angels. Angels are a different creation of God. They are incorporeal beings. They are servants of God. They perform a specific function of God. There are different types of angels, but they are not human beings. And even though we depict them as human beings, because for us as humans, we need to relate to them, and a lot of times they have shown themselves to us as, in a human form so that we can understand them, a lot of times they're also not in human forms, like the seraphim and the cherubim, who kind of look different and have 6 wings and many eyes and different things like that. So, angels are very, very different, and there's different types of angels, but they are distinct creations of God, separate from human beings. So again, this is just to answer that question. I hope it was useful. Please keep the questions coming, and I will keep answering them as best as I can. I will see you all in a couple of weeks. Till then, take care and God bless.